Proportion questions look really hard, but in reality, they're not as hard as people make it out to be. Let's do an example. The ratio of blue tiles to white tiles is 5 to 6. If there are 36 white tiles, how many blue tiles are there? Before we solve anything, let's talk about what a ratio actually is. A ratio is a comparison between two things. So 5 to 6 means for every 5 blue tiles, there are 6 white tiles. Every time you see 6 white tiles, you know that there are 5 blue ones right next to them. That's all a ratio is. It's basically a pattern that repeats. Think of it like groups. Every single group has 5 blue tiles and 6 white tiles. The question is just asking how many groups there are. So I just drew it out on my iPad. And in the question, they're telling us that there are 36 white tiles in total. So we're trying to find out how many groups that is. Because we know this information, we can just divide 36 divided by 6, and you get 6 groups. And all we do is multiply, so we know that we have 5 blue tiles. We just multiply 6 groups by 5 blue, and you get the answer is 30 blue tiles. So now we know that the answer is A. Now instead of doing this, we could do proportions instead. So I just drew this proportion out. X is the unknown number of blue tiles when there are 36 white tiles, and all you gotta do is solve for x. Keep in mind here that we want to make things consistent, so on the top here in the numerator, we want just blue tiles, and in the denominator, we want white tiles. That's so that the proportions are consistent, and we can get started on solving for x. So we can cross multiply, so 6 times x is 6x, and we cross multiply here, which is 36 times 5. I could go and solve 36 times 5, but you know we don't want to do that, right? That's a whole lot of unnecessary work. Instead of us solving for 36 times 5, which would be a lot more complicated than it needs to be, we could just break 36 into 6 times 6. So it would be now 6 times 6 times 5. And now we know that both sides of the equation has 6 as a common factor, so we can go ahead and divide from both sides of the equation. You can cross this out, and then you can cross this out. So now we get x is equal to 6 times 5, which is equal to 30. And now we get the same answer, which is A.